It's Friday the 19th of December. It's 9:30 and 2025, by the way. I'm Duncan. Welcome to episode 41. Just finished welding this inner faceplate that I've made up back on the inside of this left hand air post repair section. Tack welded across the top there because I'm going to deal with this a bit later when I take the dash out, as I've been saying. Now, if I move the light and reposition, I'll show you this side. So here, now I've got 5 8mm plug welds that I'm going to put to do that to the sill. I've come through here, I've put 2 more in, stitched that bit back up. I'm getting ready to do this now. I just need to adjust that back on the back edge. The front edge is okay and the top needs pushing in, so I've just got to manipulate that. I'm going to go and get my big hammer and do that, and then I can do these plug welds and then we can position that other bit on. So come back when I've done that. Right, so I don't know whether you can see there, but my giant C-clamp that I made, I'll turn the light back on. There we go. So my giant C-clamp that I made has gone through on the inside up there into the back of the body mount on the sill, and then here piece of wood, and I've clamped that now so that that is now flush. Tried bashing it, wasn't having it, so that is now all ready to go. You can see there, it's all ready to go. It's all nice and close, no gaps, so we'll get that welded next. Good. So make yourself a giant C-clamp, they're very useful. Smoking, that's that bit welded on now. So I've run a seam along the inside there as well, down the bottom of that to the top of the sill, in that corner down there, and then if I reposition the light again, I've done these 5 plugs here. So you can see we're well come through enough there. So I'll clean all that up next, take the clamps off, grind those back a bit more paint back on that, grind these ones back up here as well. I just let it cool down a bit first though, because I'm going to go and have a coffee. So just on this C-clamp again, if we put it on here, the only thing I've done different from when I was doing the clamping the new sill to the old inner floor, I changed that bolt. So obviously that's a bigger distance, so you can fill in a bigger gap, and then the longer bolt is there, you see. So then you can get those two together, adjusting. So yeah, just useful to just make yourself a great big giant C-clamp. I mean, I've painted it, but it doesn't need to be painted, does it? I was just using up a bit of paint when I've mixed too much. Right, I'm going to have that coffee. Put that back on my place where I keep it, with all my other clamps and stuff. So that's well solid now. That's why I brushed it. It's good. So I turned it up. I had this on 2 min on there, 5 on my wire feed. Yeah, good. Lots of penetration. Well solid. Doesn't move at all. Good. Only thing I might do is just bash that a little bit that way, like this, and then that way a bit, just to get the door seal better. There's a piece here that needs to go back on later. That's just to fill the corner in, but obviously it's a bit bent at the minute, so I might even make a new one. That needs to go on later, and then obviously just got to fettle these together. Not bad, not bad, pleased with that. Right, the next bit can go on once I've just flatted these back. So those plugs have just been ground back. Good thick lick of weld through primer. while that's going off, like I said, I'm going to go and have a coffee, and then while I'm doing that, the next thing I'm going to do is start making up these sections for here, for the C repair, and then I've got to make up the closing end piece for in here. So I've got to do that, so that's the next thing, because I want those in, like it goes that way actually, over here. So I want those in and welded on before I do that wheel arch and the, so I want the bottom of the C done, closing done before I put the wheel arch in. Might not get that done today, but I want to get that done today, as in I might not get the wheel arch on, but I want to get these bits done today. That bit made up, I've done that, so that's a good one. I am going to have to split that just so I can get that bit lined up better, because that's where the lip fits on that the front wing bolts to. It probably won't matter that much that it's not perfectly in line because it's hidden anyway, but we'll see what we can do with it. Right, I'm going to go and have that coffee that I was on about ages ago. Still not had it yet. There we go. You have to excuse the sun because it's very bright, but I've put a patching across there, at the bottom to there, a patching around there and all the way. If I stand in the sun, and all the way around in there. So I've done all that, and then I've put that little piece in as well. Okay, so I've just put that slit in the outer repair piece for the air post, drilled some plug weld holes because the rest is going to get seamed, given this bit a coat of paint up inside the C-pillar. That's ready, that's ready. I'll go and have lunch, and then I need to make up this piece, get that piece in. So go and have lunch while that paint's just drying that I've put on that air post repair. So good use of a mince pie box. There's my template. So that fits in there like that. It'll fill that hole in as well, and then that'll give me enough to just bend that angle. So let's transfer that onto a bit of steel, cut it out. So that's it cut out. Two folds there, so that fits in there like that. I've put a vertical line where the body mount goes, and then I'll be able to position, and I've roughly marked now where to start putting my folds here on this end. So that's the next thing. I'm going to do this bit. First I'll do is that curve over there, because that's difficult to do. So do that bit first. There you go, so that's the first bend. Correct, now I've got to put that other one on, which is, I'll probably have to try and clamp it in a vise somehow so I'm not disturbing all that. I don't know how I'm going to do that. Obviously it's a bit too long, a bit too big, but it's better to have it too big. We're getting there, just like the next one to put on now. There we go. So that piece made up. It's a bit big. Pretty close. Chuck that on the scrap pile. So yeah, it just needs a bit more adjustment now. There we go, just need to cut that corner off, because of course as you fold it, it brings it up, you see. So chop that off, and then I've got to just put some holes in the middle in a bit. So cardboard template of the back of the body mount, back of the sill that goes onto the body mount. 3 dots will centre punch through, will drill through. Those will be the plug welds onto that body mount. So this repair piece now ready to get welded in. Apart from, I'm just going to put some paint on the back side first. Once it's in, I'll need to bash that bit to fit. Now paint's coming off because I've bashed it, so what I'm going to do is we'll put some weld through primer in there as well. So we're in the process of welding this on. Done a plug, done a plug, done a plug, a few tacks, blowing through a bit there, so I'll have to turn it down. a few tacks here. I've had the giant C-clamp on again. Now we're just going to seam weld this side, and then we'll start working our way across to that side. So now I'm going to use my giant C-clamp again to clamp these bits together. Done down there, I'd got it on level 2 max, and it was too high. They got too much heat in it, and then it started to drip and drop off, so I had to turn it down for the bottom half. So the bottom half doesn't look as good. I'm going to have to do a minimum here to fill that bit in, and then yeah, I need to try and lever that out a bit before I tack that bit there, because there's a step here, and again, not that it matters because you won't see it, but we'll just get that together better. Just there. Right, get that face on first though. I changed my mind. So I changed my mind for the bottom. I decided to just do some plugs around there, so I just drilled some more holes and plugged, because then at least it's got a bit for the water to come out. I did just bang the bottom lip over a little bit. I filled all these bits in, done all that. The only thing I've got to do now is put that bit in, which is over here somewhere. It's cut already. There it is. So that's going to go in there, essentially. Just drill a couple of holes, and then I'll plug that to the outside and then seam weld it around the edge. So I'll do that next. Well, I'm leaving it at that for today. I'm not going to flat that back. I'm not going to put any more on. I've just done a coat of weld through primer just to cover it up for today. Same with that. I just put a coat of weld through primer on. Drilled my 2 holes to plug weld. Coat of weld through primer. Another coat of weld through primer on that. So that'll be ready for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll get those bits welded in. And I'll probably get that bit welded in as well, the wheel arch. But having said that, I need to start getting ready for Christmas. It's about time. Right, I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning, Saturday morning now, 20th of December. Yeah, it's 11:30 AM. I've not been out here very long. I was doing housework this morning. I've finished off the air post now, so ground everything back, filled in the 1 or 2 little bits where it was a bit lumpy, or there was a bit of a depression. There was a bit of a depression there, so that's better. There was a bit of a tiny hole there, so I've done that. I've put that little fillet piece in there, ground everything back. Same on the inside, ground everything back. The only thing I've got to do next is put that on. But before I do that, Merlin wants to come in. I've got to just bash that flat. I'm going to give this a lick of paint. It's not air post finished, is it? Because I've got to put that on. Come on. What? So we're going to give that a lick of paint. And then I want to get this on today. This is all I'm going to do today, is get this on. And then I'll have to look at getting this wheel arch in tomorrow. I need to trim that lip back. I've got it too big because it sticks out, so I need to cut it flush with that, and then I'm going to cut another little piece just to fill that in, which is what that scrap piece there's for. You coming in? I've swept up, you're okay. And then I need to prepare, get the old underbody seal off and do all that. Hello! Get that one ready to go on. So there's a bit more on that, but before I do that, I'll probably do that later this afternoon. I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to get some paint on that, I think. Right, let's see about preparing this little piece here. That little bit. Made a new piece. Easier. That's at a 0.9. There we go. It just needs a few holes punching in it, and I can plug weld it on. It only needs like tacking on, and then get it in the right place like that. Let's punch some holes in it first. So another coat of weld through primer. I've forgotten to mention that I tried the sill cover on as well and drilled in the extra holes that weren't in for the top plastic rivets, and then I've just, these are only 5mm holes because that, I mean, it's only to hold the seal. Done that coat of weld through primer on that little piece there that I've just not finished cutting yet, but I've put the weld through primer on the back already, so that maybe later on today I'll do some more and get that bit in. We'll see. I might not. I do need to do other stuff. Right, might see you later, might see you tomorrow. So got that done, so that bit's finished. Next job is to get those sorted at the front. I've got this piece in, going back. I've welded it there, seam there, seam underneath, and I've filled that little bit in and just put another little bit there. So bit of weld through primer on there, on here. Tomorrow try that wheel arching. Good. So that's where I wanted to get to today for Saturday. Good. Right, see you tomorrow trying this wheel arching. So good morning, Sunday morning, 21st of December 2025. It is my sister's birthday. Happy birthday, Diane. Just looking at the bottom of the camera. Just finishing my coffee. I just put the wing on, the rear wing, tried that on. I'll get the light, but it lines up perfectly. If I put my light there, so you see the little prongs fit exactly into the slots on the wing. So what I can do now is mark that, so I know where I'm putting it. I'll probably leave the wing on while I put the first tacks on, and then prepare round after. But yeah, that's good. I'll bash that bit in there, close that. I might have to adjust this new closing little lip there that I put in so it goes in a little bit more. We'll see. It'll be alright, I think. So good. There's the new door seal. Not door seal, window seal. I had to take the spare wheel out to get into the inside. To just put the screws in from the inside. Let's get some marking done. And then, like I said, we're going to plug weld those ones through from the inside. All those. And then these ones down here will drill from the outside, so I need to mark where I'm going to do them and drill from the outside. So we go, started plug welding through, done a couple from this side, those from that side. I've been round up there, so next job, take that wing off and then finish doing that. My son Adam is here, so he's going to come in and help in a minute. Just had a notification, so you might see Adam in a bit. Might see in a bit. Get this wing off. Carry on. Let's have a look. That's alright, isn't it?
I think so.
Right, next thing, we'll put two bits together next.
Okay.
Right then, do the same again at the other end, just to make sure that is. Let's have a look. Yeah, so that's my son Adam. You've just maybe seen him, been teaching him to do a bit of welding, having a bit of a go. So I've done all the plugs, all this, all up there, then the C-pillar, those two plugs. Only thing I've got to do is that bit under there, just where there's a couple of tacks here, and fill that gap in there. Oops, keep doing that. So I'll just grind these back and then I'll get that done. It's very damp in here today. So that's all that ground back. I'm now just getting ready to do that underneath bit and running repairs on my welder. The wires just come off the ground clamp. Yeah, need to fix that. So there we go, that's this left hand sill finished. I've still got to put the forward seat base back on and these little bits for the ECU for the ABS, and fill in. I'm going to fill in those holes, and then I've got a hole there to fill in, and I'll fill these bits in as well, and that one, and that one. So there's 1 or 2 holes to fill in. There's one here as well, there, but that's it done. And I've done up there, done under there. So yeah, it's all done. I mean, there's 1 or 2 holes, but there's only a couple of tacks on that normally anyway, but I'll fill it in. I'll just put a sealer in, body sealer. So you can see it's just 1 or 2 little bits there. Now I could, there's all water here today. No, there's not, that's okay. So yeah, finished all this off around there. So I'll just put a lick of weld-free primer on, and then that'll be it for today. That'll be it for this episode as well. So just wanted to say thank you everybody for watching. Thank you for the comments. Welcome to the new subscribers. Wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.